Hey, hello. Hey, everybody. Hello. Nobody's here yet, so I have some house cleaning to do. So I'm just making sure my microphone looks good. You can see me on the camera, which is good. And yeah, so we'll be starting in just a moment here and waiting for some people to come. So yeah, just going to kill some time while we're waiting. All right, we got one person. Hey, we're just going to wait a few minutes until we get some more people here. I'm just sharing the link on Twitter and such, so just be patient a moment, please. Hope you guys are good tonight. Hey, Tim, how's it going? All right, so I'm just pasting this in here. And all right, so we'll get started in just 1 second here. Hello, Jay. Jay, if you want to save me some trouble and paste the link in the chat so I don't have to email it to myself, you're welcome to do that, but don't worry, you don't have to if you don't want to. All right, so we have a Quadra 800 here, which we'll be getting to in just a second. I'm just making sure I have all the cables lined up here. All right, don't worry, Jay. I can do that myself. So let me just go do this here. I just want to tweet out the link here. That's the only thing on YouTube I don't really care for is like if I'm doing a live stream, I could set a live stream to go out in the future or whatnot, but it's a little difficult to, like, I can't generate a live stream link and then email that to everybody. I have something on my beard. I can't generate a live stream link and then email that to everybody and then go live like in 10 minutes. I can't do that. At least I can't figure out how to do that. But it's a little frustrating because I'd like to be able to like post the link and like have a waiting channel or something. But maybe I can do that. Maybe I just don't know how to do that. But anyway, I'm just pasting the link here, which my phone is slow, on Twitter. And then we'll do that in 1 second. There we go. No, I hate when it like opens the app in YouTube. Oh, double sounding there. Yeah, why can't I? Yeah, Jay's right. You can't share this from. Wow, that stinks. I just want to copy the URL here. Am I gonna have to email this from? I'm gonna have to email myself. I'm gonna have to email myself the YouTube URL just so I could copy and paste it. Isn't that silly? That's very silly. So I'm just going to do that then because I know that'll work. But yeah, it does like the share to YouTube thing, and it'll give you the option to copy the link. But if I hold it down, I can't copy it. And if I tap on it, it opens the YouTube app, and then I can't share it from the YouTube app. So yeah, this is fun. I mean, I've been having a ton of fun. I'm using this dumb old PC for live streaming, and yeah, that has not been working out. So I had to install drivers and all that stuff. This is true. This is true. This is true. Oh, by the way, I'll add you as a moderator, Jay, because I forgot to do that last time. All right, so now I can tweet out the link, hopefully, if it lets me do that. Let's see. We're live. Oops, I cannot spell today, can I? At the Quadra, whoopsies, I cannot spell. Quadra 800. All right, we'll send that out, and we'll take a picture. Why not? Wow, my phone is slow today. All right, let's see. I tap the button, it just sits there. So, all right, let's do that. And Discord, right, Jay? All right, so we'll do that. I guess general discussion I'll put it in because I'm in too many of these things. General discussion. Here we go. Mm-hmm. All right, so okay, so let's see. That's 5 minutes wasted. Yeah, I just did the Discord, the iMessage. It's a lot of work here. I don't know why I'm looking at this screen. There's a monitor here, so that's why you see me looking that way. That's why I'm looking that way. But yeah, how's the audio, Jay? Does it sound okay, or do I sound like a muffled mess? Cool. All right, so I got this Quadra 800 here from my friend Vlad, who does a lot of computer upcycling and stuff like that, and he couldn't get it to turn on. And so I don't know what he tried. If he just tried the buttons here, if he tried the power button in the back, I don't know. I have not plugged this in yet, but it was at the recyclers. It's in pretty beat up shape. I'm surprised that all the faceplates are here. That's usually the first thing to go. So that's surprising. What's really cool is it has this Apple Care sticker here. So let me take the camera off the tripod and we'll move closer. And look at that Apple Care sticker. That's pretty cool. Let me know if the video is flipped on your side, guys. I hope it's not. I think that's just YouTube's positioning with me, but it shouldn't be flipped. Anyway, there's the Apple Care sticker here. So you have the serial number, you have the configuration, and the Apple Care agreement expiration date. So I'm guessing that this was released in 94 or 95. I guess the Apple Care was a year or two. So if it expired in 96, someone would have bought the machine in October of 95 or 94. But anyway, that's pretty cool. You can see there is yellowing because this is metal and this is plastic here. So there is some yellowing on this Quadra. The badge is in decent shape, which is good. And let me put the camera back on the tripod and we'll turn it around. There we go. And I'll explain why I have this old monitor here in a second. Hey, Greg. Just in time. So here, it looks pretty nasty here. I mean, this is going to need some cleaning if it works. But, yeah, I mean, this was in the recycler. I'm surprised there's not too many nicks in the metal. I mean, there is, but it could be worse. But, yeah, there's all sorts of dirt and, well, I don't know what it could be. What's interesting on the back is this is one of the few computers that I've seen actually people have done this. Well, they'll number the wires, so they don't have to remember what wire goes where. They'll just number them. So like this is number 2 for SCSI, 3 for the printer port, 4 for the mouse, 5 for the video, and 1 obviously the power. But I guess that there's a little faint number 1 there. But yeah, it has an external video card. I mean, this thing has a lot of dust in it. So what I'm going to do is try and turn it on, and then I'll do a cleanup later. But it looked like they had an external SCSI drive, either a CD drive or a hard drive. This thing does not have a CD drive built in, if you haven't noticed. So we turn it back around again. This was probably the lower end model. The CD drive was not included. So well, I hope, Jay, that it's good, no problems, because I'm wired to the Ethernet here. So I was about to say, if the video streaming quality is not too good, as Jay said in the comments, hopefully it's just him and not me. Yeah, so you see on the front here, there is no CD-ROM drive. So that may be what it was connected to the SCSI port. But let's get into it here. So I'm not going to bore you guys too much. I'm not going to do a historical perspective of this computer. I mean, it's a Quadra. The only real thing I want to mention is this has a very similar case to the 8100, 8500, and the Quadra 840 AV. So I am familiar with the case. It's a little pain in the butt to take these off because it's all metal, and it's like taking this thing off in one thing. So we might get into it later, but I want to plug this in and get it to work. I've always had trouble with these Mac monitor DB15 to VGA adapters on older machines. It might just be the resolution or the monitor syncing or whatever, but it doesn't always work. So I'm going to just use this old Apple monitor, this 14-inch multi-sync, I believe it is, and I'm just going to use that with this. There'll be some flicker on camera, but at least then I know the computer, if it does turn on, is okay, and it's not the monitor, because a lot of the time I'll try an LCD monitor and it just doesn't work. So I'm going to try the secondary, I mean the built-in, not the built-in, geez, I can't even talk today, the add-on graphics card first, because it looks like that was used. So if it works, I'm going to assume it's going to default to that. So we're going to try that, and let's get the monitor close by, and we'll plug the keyboard in, and we'll have a power cable. Of course, you need power. Plug that in. All right, so I'm going to turn the monitor on. There we go. And yeah, I'm just reading the comments here. Hey, Steve's got free. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's nice to pick up. So ProCat Views got an iMac 2006 that he picked up for free. That's nice. Older Apple keyboard where it doesn't know where. Oh, yeah. If you can find the computer, that's cool. I mean, just the monitor alone is pretty nice. Is it a CRT monitor or an LCD? But either way, that's pretty neat. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on, and we'll see if it works. I'm gonna use the power button here. And the PRAM battery might be dead. I don't know, but let's see. Okay. It made the chime. Let's see if we get any video. Light turns green. We're going to get some video. Let's see if the machine boots up. That's because you're late to the party, Greg. That's why. There you go, Greg. Oh, okay. So maybe the hard drive's dead, but it turns on. I mean, my friend tried to turn it on. Maybe he didn't push the right button or something. But okay, it's on. I wonder why the hard drive's not working. I don't even hear it like clicking. So I don't know if like the drive is dead or maybe the hard drive was removed. That's a possibility. But it turns on first try. I mean, usually I expect like the PRAM battery's dead or something or something like that. Hey, Mac84. So yeah. So all right, let's do a vote here in the chat. Should I open it up and see if there's a hard drive in there or not? And maybe see what this graphics card is, or should I like try and boot from a floppy disk? All right, so first guy says open, second guy says open, third. All right, so we're gonna open it up then. All right, so let me shut this down gracefully. Turn off the monitor, unplug everything. The only thing I don't like about this computer is the case, and it's because the case is metal, but the back and the front are plastic, and these thumb screws, they're smooth. Here, let me zoom in closer here. These thumb screws are smooth. So, like, if you had a screwdriver, yeah, you could turn it. But, yeah, I don't know. Why didn't they put, like, grooves on this or something? I mean, yeah, that's frustrating. There we go. All right, so we're going to take that apart. I'm just reading some of the comments here because this is live. So we're going to take our time and have some fun, hopefully. CRT looks like yours almost exactly. Yeah, these CRTs are popular for the 6100s and the Performas, like the pizza box machines, like the larger pizza box machines, extra large pizza. Yeah, so these monitors are. Let's see what the brand is. I think it's like the multi-scan. Yeah, Apple Multi-Scan 15. So this was like on your higher end Performa, maybe the PowerPC Performas. That's usually what it is. Yeah, it's just that they're very stiff, these screws. I mean, I could turn them. It's just that there's no grooves on them. I don't know what Apple was thinking, but maybe they didn't want you opening the machine. So I'm going to bring the camera a little closer here so we can see opening up this machine a bit better. I think I have to pull it off from the front. I think that's how this works. They stand up here. Yeah, see, you have to separate the metal from the back. There we go. I think it's like there's usually a trick to them. I usually slice open my fingers doing this because the metal is fun. Yeah, this thing needs to be cleaned, but I wanted to see if it worked before I spent any time cleaning it, because a lot of the time, at least in the past, I would go ahead and clean the machine up, and it doesn't work. So maybe it's just bad luck. Are these still screwed in? Oh, of course. There was one like with half a thread screwed in. There we go. Okay. All right. Whoa. All right, let's put this on the ground so it doesn't fall and break itself. Yeah, the plastic isn't too bad. The metal's just garbage. Hey, look, there's a hard drive. Oh my goodness, that floppy drive is full of dust. I'm glad I did not put a floppy disk in there because, whoo! Yeah, I'm not even going to bother to clean this out now. I'm going to take it outside and just blow like the leaf blower into it. All right, so one person thinks there's a dead hard drive. Who else thinks the hard drive is dead? Let's take a look at the board. All right. There's dust. A lot of dust. Maybe disconnected. I mean, this thing has been around. Maybe it's well, whoever said disconnected, you are correct. The power cable is just hanging out here. Hard drive has the data cable plugged in, the SCSI cable. No power cable. We're gonna fix that. Yeah, I'm gonna check the battery too. With these models, I believe. Where is it again? Use my phone as a flashlight. Where's the battery on this one? I know it's in an awkward place. I cannot see it. Let's see. Let me put this on my lap here. Oh, there's a lot of dust in this thing. Yeah, I don't want to like take the entire thing apart just to get the battery out right now. Just looking at the capacitors I can see. Actually, I can't see any capacitors. They're all the solid state capacitors, not the electrolytic capacitors, which is good. I have an iPhone 8, if it makes a difference. Oh, here's a battery. Ooh, boy. Hold on. Yeah, let's take this apart. I see some rust on the battery. I don't think it has leaked because the system is turned on, but there's some rust. Or some discoloration at least. Where is my screwdriver? Huh. That's rule number 1. Always go in a live stream with your tools handy. I'm going to break that rule, and I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, I found a screwdriver. Okay. All right, so I think this one screw holds in the board. Now I'm going to be very careful with this because this plastic is very brittle probably. Yeah, there's a bunch of cables and plastic tabs. I took apart a Quadra 840 not long ago, and it was not fun, but yeah, I do want to check that battery. I'm scared that it's going to start exploding or leaking. Hey, I met my activity goal. Unscrewing unscrewing screws from a Quadra on the Apple Watch, I guess, means you do a lot of activity. All right, so let's unplug. We got a speaker cable. We got power cable. That's all up here. So I'm going to carefully... Oh, let me take this out first. There's the little power guy here. Little plastic buttons. I really don't want to break this. I really don't want to break this. But I'm having trouble taking it out. I mean, this plastic is very brittle. I'm feeling how brittle it is. This sucks. Oh, boy. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll wiggle around enough to... Yeah, this thing is not... I mean, it's supposed to move, but it's not doing anything. I do not want to rush through this, guys. I do not want to, like, break the tabs off of this thing, because I feel like that's going to happen anyway, but... So, sorry. We're going to take our time here. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is the joy of these old machines, because everything is brittle and gonna snap and all that fun stuff. I think I could take this out. So at least none of that plastic broke, but this tab almost did. But yeah. Oh, quit your yawning. All right, at least I can access the board. There's some residue here. I don't know what that is. There's some residue. Might just be dust. All right, let's try. Can I shift this? No, I can't move that forward any further. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to take this out, and if this snaps, it snaps. But wait, I could actually reach the battery, so I don't have to do that. Yeah. Yeah, I see rust on the battery, but I should here. Let me show you what I'm seeing here. Oop. So right there's the battery, and right here I see some rust and discoloration. You might be able to see it too, but this camera is not the best, and it's gonna stop focusing unless I put the screwdriver there. Maybe. Whatever. All right, so you see that's where the battery is. I'm gonna try and get that out. I hate these little clips that they put on there, because you have to like really have a thin screwdriver like this one, but to just like pop that little plastic lid open. Let's try actually get up here. All right. Oof, yeah. I mean, there's some rust on the bottom of this already. Somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Focus. Ugh, whatever. I give up on this stupid camera. Anyway. All right, so let's get that out of here. Oh my goodness. I caught that just in the nick of time. Look at that. Come on, focus. Look at that. That is just like Rust City. Oh, come on. We'll wait here until the camera decides to focus because there. All right, there. I'll move so it's in focus. But look at that. That is just bad. Yeah. So, yeah. Look at that. Oh shit. Did that? I think it's exploding as I'm holding it. I'm not going to hold it anymore. The top is literally coming off. The top of that is coming off. Like I'm not doing anything, and the top of that is coming off. I don't want that to get everywhere. It's gonna get all over the desk. This camera sucks. Come on, focus on the battery here. Yeah, I'm gonna get here, I have a paper towel. Let me just put it in there for now. We'll just wrap it in a paper towel. And if a paper towel just starts exploding, I know exactly what happened then. So, all right. Well, I'm glad we took the battery out because that would have sucked, wouldn't it have been? All right. So, all right, with the battery removed, I'm going to plug the hard drive connector back in, and then we'll try and boot it up. What do you guys think? Huh? Sound good? Oh, that's right. I wanted to look at the graphics card, too, see if that was anything special. Let's do that. I'm glad I didn't have to break any plastic. And let's put this back on carefully. The trick with taking this off is there are these two little plastic pieces here, and they're like hooks, and they hook into the board like, whoop, not there, here, like a door. And so it slides like this. If you don't do that correctly, you could easily just snap those plastic pieces off. So a word of warning to anybody who wants to open one of these up but never did. That is a big possibility to break on these machines. All right, so just making sure all the plastic is snug. Yep. Yeah, there's some like corrosion or leaking here. I don't know what it is, but I mean, we got the battery out of there, so whew, that was good. I mean, who knows if I would have left this running or whatever, that could have exploded. I'll have to look back on the video because I don't know if the top was off, but it looked like it was just coming undone as I was holding it. So, all right. So let's plug that hard drive back in. Let's hope it spins up. I mean, maybe it was unplugged for a reason. Who knows? All right. This video card has a nice coating of dust on it. Oh my goodness. That is pretty bad. I mean, oof. That is bad. I'm not going to dust it off now because it's just going to get everywhere inside of the basement here. I'm going to bring it outside and blow it. It does not look like an Apple card. I can't read anything because it's just covered in dust. Yeah, this is Dust City. Well said, Jay. But yeah. All right. So let's try and boot it up. We'll deal with the dust later. But all right, so we have the hard drive plugged in. Let's see. Let's see what the capacity of the hard drive is. Because if this boots up, I want to be prepared to copy the data off of this thing. Because there might be some cool things on here. I don't want it to die. So let's take this out just enough to read. Well, it's a quantum drive, so my hopes of it working are thin. It's a quantum Trailblazer, 500 megabytes. Okay, not a small drive. That's pretty good. So I can't use a zip disk to copy the data off because it'll probably have a lot of stuff on it. Well, you know what? Let's boot it up. If it boots from the hard drive, I'll see how much data is on there, shut it down, then we'll have a plan of attack of copying the data off. If you want to stick around for that part of the live stream, more power to you. But yeah, drop my Mac ASMR on Spotify. Yeah, I don't think they'd have me, but all right. So let's make sure everything's plugged in. I'm just gonna leave it so the back of the computer is facing us. Makes it easier to plug things in. And we know the video card works. So that's nice. Video card works. I can't even talk today. Can't type, can't talk, can't do anything right. All right, so let's plug that in to, oops, not the printer port. And all right, who wants to see what's on this? Because I'm very excited if that hard drive works. Place your bets. You think the hard drive is going to work or you think it's going to die? I think it's going to spin up. I don't know if it's going to boot, but maybe I'm just optimistic here. So what do you guys think? I know the suspense. The suspense is killing you. You think it's going to work? All right. All right. Well, we're all set up here. So the moment of truth is now. Oh, it would help if the monitor's on. I hear it spinning. Come on. Hey, we got a Happy Mac. It's booting. That's awesome. Welcome to Macintosh. I'm loading up some Kodak stuff. QuickTime. This got a lot of goodies on here. Type Manager. Wow. That's right, Jay. Wow. All right. Please insert disk 850-8846 Candace Keller. Well, I don't have that disk, but it looks like it was trying to do something. Let's cancel that. All right, there's stuff in the trash. Probably just rescued folder. Oh, Quark Express 3.3. What's in there? Apple Events Preview? What? Quark Express? I'm going to take this out of the trash. Let's see. Let me put the tripod closer so I don't have to hold this thing here. All right. Let's do that here. And I don't think I can get the tripod too close. No, I cannot. So I'm sorry. I'll just leave. Oh, you know what? There is a Logitech controller that I have. Can I zoom in artificially? Does it let me do that? Yes, I can. Ooh, look at this. I'm fancy now. It's the only reason why I use this PC to stream is because the Logitech drivers are actually better than the Mac variant on this system. So yeah, we're going to be blurry, but I want to show you what I'm seeing. All right, so we have suitcase. Let's go to about this Mac. All right, 16 megabytes of memory, running system 7.1. That's not bad. Let's see how big the hard drive is. I mean, it's all right. So we have 90 megabytes on the disk. So I could use a zip drive to back everything up. Here we got some Laser Writer software. This is pretty cool, guys. I was not expecting this thing to boot up here. Wow, we have Photoshop, Illustrator, 2 versions of Illustrator, an Apple CD 300 Plus README. So that was probably the CD drive that was connected to that SCSI port. De-installed QuickTime. Don't you mean uninstalled? Okay. Essays, a bunch of essays here. 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, babysitter. What is this? This is, oh my goodness. There are, how many files is in this folder? 161 essays. Wow. All All right, so I want to back this up. I don't want this this disk to die on me. Whoops! I just moved the system folder inside Untitled. That's a newbie mistake. Let's put the system folder back. Okay. Oops. Yeah. Let me first. I want to see if we get any information on this graphics card. I don't think we can, but well, first let's set it to colors. There we go. Futura SX, Futura SX is what it says for the graphics card. So that's pretty cool. Wow, I did not expect this to work, guys. There's a cache switch here. This is pretty sweet. Should I keep playing around or should I back this up? I'm sort of tempted to keep playing around, but I mean, there isn't too much on here, but there's like some Quark files. Might be funny to look into. Inside of the trash was this Quark 3 folder, and it says Apple Events Preview, which there might have been like a on a CD, like an installer, and there's Quark Express, and there's a thing of preferences. Let's try and open it up. Personalized for John Wiley and Sons Incorporated. Okay. All right. I think Wiley is a publishing company because my previous job used to be a competitor of theirs. Yeah, I'm Googling that. And this might be why it's in the trash, because the installer or the application rather, does not work. Yeah, Wiley Educational Services. And yeah, so the application is frozen here. So we're going to force quit that. Wow. So there's another Apple. Oh, here, Apple Events Preview. Oh, Frontier Runtime. Okay. Yeah, so there's some Apple stuff on here, but that might have just been on the regular installation of Quark. So that explains why they trashed this one. They have a new installation here. All right, so I'm going to back this up, I guess, and then we'll keep playing. So you guys want to stick around, you're welcome to. So I'm gonna zoom out. Oops, sorry. I'm going to zoom out here. I'm going to use my Macintosh clone to back this disk up because it still has it has a SCSI drive and a SCSI bay, so it's going to be easier to back this thing up. So shut down. There we go. So if you guys want to stick around, we're going to keep diving into some geeky goodness here. I'm thrilled that this thing actually works. I was not expecting that. Let me put the camera a little bit further back so you're not up my nose here. I was not expecting that to work. I'll have to tell my friend it actually booted up. I don't know why the hard drive cable was disconnected. Oh yeah, I'll get this thing online. I have an Ethernet adapter and everything. I just want to clone the hard drive first. It should not take more than a few minutes to do that. So don't run away thinking I'm going to be cloning it forever. Oops, sorry about the noise. Because I have a machine right here. Let me bring it into view. This clone has been extremely useful. This is the Power Center Pro 180 from Power Computing. This is a Mac clone, and it has been very useful because this SCSI card gives it ultra-wide SCSI capability. So that's the hard drive I have in here. And because the hard drive that came with this thing is dead, it died, so I had to replace the drive. So we have a spare SCSI connector here for regular 50-pin hard drives, but there's also a SCSI connector here. You can't see it, it's right under the board, for 50-pin hard drives. So this is ideal for cloning stuff and copying drives and stuff. So I'm going to plug this in, and I'm just going to try and copy the drive off. So I just have to, oops, I have to make some space here. So Let me just take the hard drive out of this because I can't have. Oops. I can't have both of the machines on at the same time, on the desk at the same time. I just don't have enough room on my desk here. So, going to unplug this hard drive. Get a look at my butt here for a second. Sorry. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that the reason they got rid of this machine is the hard drive just it wouldn't boot or whatever, and they just thought it was a goner. But who knows? All right, so there's the hard drive. Let's not drop it now. So I'm going to leave it on the side here. I'm going to put this machine on the floor. Oop, it would be helpful if I unplugged the monitor. That would have been bad. All right, let's put this on the ground. All right, so now we're going to put the clone machine on the desk. Okay. Oh, thank you. I will plug the monitor in. Whoopsie. There goes all my cables. All right. All right, yeah, no worries. You guys stick around if you can. All right, so plug in the ADB port for the keyboard. We're going to plug in, I'm not going to plug in the power yet because I want to plug in this hard drive. So this cable's a little short, but just for now, you should be okay. So now, usually getting a machine to boot off of a second SCSI hard drive is annoying. But for this machine, since it always boots off of the ultra-wide SCSI hard drive, the 50-pin drives are usually ignored on startup. Am I selling any of my Macs? I'm actually just related to also the question that Tim just asked. I'm actually just organizing all of them right now. So I just built shelves yesterday and this morning, which I just finished, and boy, am I tired from doing it. And I'm putting all of my computers on there. Well, most of them. Problem is in the basement, as I take these things around, I take this on the desk, I put it down, it stays on the floor, which is not ideal. And I just keep tripping over the machines. I had no good storage space for them. So I did have like a shelf in the back. You see in some of the videos where I did put some of my machines, but it's full. So I built these 8-foot wide by 40 inches deep shelves. And check on my Instagram and my Twitter. I just posted a photo of them. They're pretty much full already. But I planned on this. I have space to build another set directly to the left of it. On that set of shelves, because there's not too many more towers or anything. But I have a lot of boxes of software and disks and things. I want to neatly organize them all. So that's at least the plan. So I don't have anything I'm selling just yet. I'm also located in the East Coast of the United States, so unless you're close by, shipping is going to be a pain. Yeah, but anyway, let's boot this up. So you'll see this Mac clone turn on here. And where's the power button? There it is. And it boots just like a regular Macintosh does, even if it's a clone. You hear that ultra wide SCSI hard disk powering up? Those are not quiet. But they're fast. All right, so we should be booting into System 7.6 in a moment. I love the sound of that old hard drive. I'm off camera a little bit. There we go. Let's fix that. Yeah, so here we go. See the nice power computing logos in the background? Let's see if I can detach this before it finishes. See that? It's a clone. Yeah. Yeah, I did have an upgrade card in here because I'm filming an update to my, well, I'm filming the clone video. So I was tinkering around with this machine a lot, and it basically sat on here a lot. Yeah, I've heard of Macintosh Repository. I'm a bigger fan of Macintosh Garden because Repository kind of just ripped them off, which is kind of a crummy thing to do. Yeah, I've downloaded stuff from both of them. I've uploaded stuff to both of them. I prefer Macintosh Garden. All right, so I was rebuilding the desktop. So let me put the camera back here. And let me just zoom in a little bit. Yeah, Macintosh Garden is my preferred place. But, I mean, to each their own. All right, so once this rebuilds a desktop file, I should just be able to back up this disk pretty painlessly. Yeah, Macintosh Garden. So just Google Macintosh space Garden. It's basically like the repository, but better, in my opinion. Because what the repository did was they took all the information from Macintosh Garden, but they didn't keep all the notes and the comments and stuff. So sometimes there are just files with no explanation of what's happening. What's happening? Look at that. What the hell? Okay. Oh, boy. Yeah. Where was I? Yes, Macintosh Garden. Jay or Greg or somebody put a link in the chat. There we go. You can see I have a lot of junk on the desktop, but wow. It's used to being on a larger screen. This is not yeah, let's change the resolution. There we go. A little bit better. But anyway, we're just going to copy this here. I'm not going to play around with this machine too much. So let's open up this copy. I don't know if you need an account for bigger files. I don't think so at all. I think it's just, just click on the link and download it. It's not like the repository. All right, create image from disk. We're going to choose Macintosh hard drive, and I'm just going to save this Quadra 800. And we're going to save that. I think this has enough space. Yeah, it should. All right, so we're going to watch the dog cow do some flips for a bit. Oh, it's compressing it? Yeah, let me not do that. Hold on. I don't want it to do the compression because it just takes longer, and we have plenty of disk space on here, so we don't got to do that. So create a disk from Macintosh hard drive. Let's do this again. And instead of read-only compress, we'll just do read-only. And yeah, let's save it there. We don't need to mount the image afterwards. Yeah, it's that much quicker. It's just reading and writing. It's not compressing or anything like that. Yeah, I'm not saying that the Macintosh Garden is perfect or anything. It's just what I use. Yes, there are some things on the repository that the Garden does not have, so I will use both. I just prefer to use the Garden because most of the time, at least from what I've experienced, you will find things on the repository that have been directly downloaded from the Garden, but there's no screenshots, no detailed description, no comments explaining what the difference is between the downloads. And it just sometimes it's a mess because I learned my lesson, but I used to go on the repository, log in, wait to download stuff, and then realize, oh, I downloaded the wrong one. Wait, what's the difference between these files? Wait, there's no description. What the heck? And then I go to Macintosh Garden. I'm like, oh, all right, here's what the files are. Oh, and they're labeled. So that's just, what I have noticed. All right, so it looks like that part of the disk was the only thing that was static. It was the only thing that was used, and this is just the free space. Sweet. So the disk is backed up, and let's see here. Yeah, so 138 megabytes. Sounds good to me. Told you it'd be quick, so we're going to shut this down. Cool. And, yeah. I don't know if there's download wait time on the Garden. I've never experienced any. I've honestly downloaded a bunch of stuff from there. So I don't think there is. So excuse the camera while I just move the clone here. And take out the hard drive here. That's pretty good, right? Didn't take too long. Like I said, that's the reason I've been keeping this machine around. It's proven very, very handy. All right, so I'm going to unplug this. We'll plug the Quadra back in. And we'll play around a little bit. I'm not going to keep you guys here too long because we've already been here for almost an hour. And it's Sunday, so at least here it's Sunday. So, you know, a lot of people probably have work in the morning, like me. All right, let's lift this up. All right, we'll put this Quadra back on the table. Still naked, but the clone is a 180 megahertz 603, I think. Has a boatload of RAM, like 140 megs or whatever. 8 gigabyte ultra wide SCSI hard drive. A decent video chipset built in. I think it's like an ATI something. But I'm gonna be upgrading it, so stay tuned for the video when I get that posted. I don't know if the Garden has Intel stuff. I'm not sure. Yeah, just go check it out. It's free. Just go along there and start Googling stuff. Diagnostic software. I've seen a bunch. I haven't used any personally. I do have a tech step, if you guys know what that is. Who here knows what a tech step is? If not, I'll tell you. It's basically like a piece of hardware that has ROM chips that you slide into it. It's sort of the size of a Newton. And there's a little screen on there, and it's meant for Apple, support people to plug a SCSI or a serial cable into a vintage Mac, and you'll test things like the memory and stuff. I have one. I had to find where I put it, but it only works for certain machines because it's based on these ROMs that you plug into the side. So yeah, but all right. So let's plug everything back in. I am going to get an Ethernet adapter because we're going to see if we get this thing online. Let's see. I just put one over here. And here it is. All right. So here's the Ethernet adapter. I just need an Ethernet cable. Let's see if I can find one real quick. One. All right, so I'm just plugging this into the switch here. So we'll have Ethernet in case we can get it working. All right, yeah, I mean, the thing with Ethernet is the software might not be installed on the machine. So, hold on. The software may not be on there for internet or networking or anything, so I may not be able to go online, but we'll try. Okay, let's see. Can you check disk drives with it? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I haven't played with the tech step in a while. I think it's mostly for the hardware. For disk checking, I would do, like, especially on the classic OS, I would do like Tech Tool Pro or Norton or something like that. So we're going to use an AAUI to Ethernet adapter. So the reason why there's not just Ethernet built right in here, well, yeah, let me quiz you guys, see how much you know about this stuff. Why is there not just an Ethernet jack on here? Anybody know the answer? Why didn't they just put this on there? Why'd they use this little silly adapter? It's not because Apple was being Apple and wanted to be proprietary. There's actually some logic behind it. Yes, coax networking. Yep. So there was a time where you had two flavors of Ethernet, the T-base and the thin coax Ethernet. So that's the reason why they had these little AAUI ports, because Apple didn't want you to have one built into the Mac and then you had to go buy a card or whatever. They wanted to be universal, but they just didn't know what type of connector would win out because two were very popular. So you would just buy these inexpensive transceivers and you could just plug whatever you got into it. Apple made them. This one's by Dana Communications. I have a few by Asante and Farallon. They're fairly common. You'll see a bunch of them. But yeah, so let's... oh, this one even has a little light, which would be nice. The Apple one does not. No, maybe it does. I forget. All right, so let's boot this thing back up and see what's on that drive. We can explore a bit more. All right, that's nice. It boots up without that battery. I was fearful that would be a pain. Let me try and get the camera closer here while I'm going to be here for a little while. There we go. Install an SSD RAID. Oh, yes. Guess who forgot to plug the hard drive back in? That's what happens when you're live streaming. You get distracted easily. So let's plug the hard drive back in. Hey, if you have a bunch of scuzzy SSDs you want to donate to me, I will gladly do a raid. I just don't have the hardware to do that right now. I mean, I do have some SCSI 2SD adapters, but I don't think the performance there is going to give you any opportunity. I could install a faster SCSI card into this machine, but I don't think I have a NuBus one, because this machine takes NuBus cards, not PCI. All right, so we got that plugged in. All right, so that sled is back in there. Got the power back in. All right. All right. Let's try that again. Yeah, SCSI 2SD RAID, I guess, theoretically could work. I have no clue. I haven't tried that. I mean, we get bored one day. That might be fun to do. All right, here the hard drive spinning up. Light on Ethernet. That's good. Which of you guys have checked out the video I posted about Japan? That was a fun trip. That was a lot of fun. I have a lot of little goodies I want to show from that trip. I'll be doing a later video just about that, maybe like a live stream type thing. Because I picked up a lot of cool little odds and ends and accessories. Yeah, I think without that battery, it's always going to default to black and white, because that battery was regulating the preferences and such. That's not a big deal. We could change that. There's some startup item or something that it keeps wanting to look for. We could see if we could find that. There we go. Thousands of colors, baby. Let's take advantage of that graphics card. Put them on the stream now. All the stuff is upstairs and in bags and stuff. I want to be planned when I do that. Let's focus on this for now. System folder. Somebody had their font folder open. Yes, they did. Holy crud. All right, extensions, close. Fonts, close. Startup items. No startup items. Then what the heck is it looking for every time? Oh. All right, so let's see what we can do with this thing. I want to see if it has Ethernet software installed. Yep, built-in local talk and Ethernet. So let's zoom this in again so you guys aren't squinting. And yeah, I don't have the space here with this chair. Hold on, let me move something. See if we get the camera a little closer. That's a little better, huh? Let's zoom out a little bit. Well, rest in peace to your phone then. All right, so we got Ethernet. Let's click on that. Changing your Apple Talk connection. Yeah. But yeah, this is Apple Talk. So I don't. Yeah, there's no TCP. Yeah, there's. I don't think we can get online with this thing with the software built into this right now. Yeah, I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing any hopes of doing that. I could connect to like a file server and do it that way, but yeah, I'm not gonna play around with that. I'll get this thing online eventually. I want to open up Photoshop 2 here. Yeah, the flicker isn't bad on this camera. It could be worse. Yeah, I'll probably do something with this machine and get it online and maybe install a Anubis card into it or something. But all right, so we got Photoshop here. Let's do some doodling. Let's draw the little macOS face guy. Wow, who remembers the old Photoshop? I do. Oh, I was about to say not bad, and then I screwed up a bit. Yep, Jay knows my shtick already. So, all right, so that's Photoshop 2. Illustrator 5 and Illustrator 5.5. LaserWriter software. Yeah, there's not too much on here. Teaching of writing, this program. Yeah, there's it looks like the latest documents from here are actually from 1999. Here's one from 2009, just untitled folders. So I don't know who was doing what when. Behavioral management. Some of this sounds kind of personal. Document 1 sounds safe. Let's open that. So yeah, Wiley is a publishing company. So this computer was probably at a publishing company, or someone's home machine that they used for Wiley at one point. Let's open something. Let's see. Opening day activity. Sure. Oh, some of the preferences are different. Frame data does not match. Sure. Okay. Let's zoom out here. Yeah, so dear substitute, please have students complete all questions chapter 10 through 12 in Brave New World. Collect the assignment at the end of the period. Please write this on the board. Oh, wow. This is from 2001. 2001. This machine was still being used 18 years ago. That's impressive. That's impressive. For this computer? Wow. I mean, what is this? A 30 megahertz with 16 megabytes of memory? It was still being used? That's pretty neat. That's wow. That's impressive. I am impressed. Let's see what the latest file was that was created on this. 2009. Yeah. English 032 and 030 note cards for research paper. This was in 2009. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it still worked. I mean, maybe the hard drive got unplugged and, something got screwed up and maybe they thought it didn't work anymore. Or maybe the school was like, hey, we're getting all new Dells or whatever. And you can't have this computer anymore. It's not compatible with our network. Yeah, this came out February 1993. Just looked it up, and was discontinued in March 1994. So it's only around for a year. So yeah, I don't know exactly when they bought this. I mean, the AppleCare says it was until '96. So wow, but yeah, that's crazy that this thing was still being used. 33 megahertz Motorola 68040. So it has an integrated FPU, which is nice. 8 kilobytes of cache, L1 cache. You can either have a 230 meg drive or a 500 meg drive or 1 gig drive. So this is a 500 meg, so it's like sort of the middle of the road. It's optional to have a CD-ROM drive. This one did not. You can run up to macOS 8.1 on this machine because it is a 68K Mac. Yes, this has 7.1 on it. They never upgraded the system on it. Now that I have the machine backed up, I will be upgrading the system. We'll do a video on that because I'll need to plug in the SCSI drive and everything. Maximum memory is 136 megs. I think I'll have to try that. I think I'll have to see how much memory I can put in this thing. Wow, yeah, this is. I mean, it has onboard graphics memory, which is cool. Yeah, so I mean, this machine's pretty neat. Let me see if there's anything besides Quark Express stuff on here, because that's kind of boring. I mean, it's. I don't see any real files. They might have dumped them because I do not see anything on the desktop. The Quark program was in the trash, but stuff might have been stored on a network or on an external CD or a disk or something. But yeah, I just see this writing stuff, untitled folders, utilities, Mac check. Mac check. What is Mac check? Profiles your system hardware and software. Test your computer's hardware. Checks for correction of directories. I don't think I've ever used Mac check. Have any of you guys used Mac check? Huh. Yeah, I mean, I could run some data recovery stuff, I guess, but now that the hard drive is imaged, there's no risk of it dying and me losing anything. I don't think I've ever used Mac check. I mean, the icon is vaguely familiar. That's why I can't click on anything. It's System 7. I have to wait till it's doing anything. Getting miscellaneous boot volume file info. All right, you do you. Well, we'll wait here. So while we wait, anybody have any questions that they just can't wait to ask me for whatever reason? First version of Mac84. Okay, it's actually an Apple piece of software, judging by the Apple logo there. About MacCheck. Yeah, copyright Apple computer, 1991, 1993. Huh. I never used that before. For further assistance, call 1-800-SOS-APPLE. Okay, let's go to credits. Let's look at that. This application was created by the Apple Service Tools Diagnostic Team. It was written using Mac App 2.01 C++. And there's just, I can't keep up with everybody. Kevin, I'll be in early. O'Malley. Wow. Perkins Pirates. This is fun. Hello, David. This is cool. Yeah, I've never used this software before, but it's a little utility. So, yeah. Additional system info, log is full. No duplicate system phones. Yeah, so, I mean, system info, Quadra 800, model ID 35, memory 16 megabytes. The video card in here is a Futura SX. I'm going to take a photo of this on my phone because I want to look up information about that video card. Let's see. Floppy drive. Yeah, system 7.1. Yeah, so it just looks like it does some decent checks. Let's look at diagnostics. Yeah, I think that's what it did. So I'm not going to have to save those. That's fine. Yeah, we have a bunch of Adobe stuff on here. I mean, maybe they were saving stuff and yeah, I mean, I don't even see like any Photoshop documents that were created. I mean, I need more memory because I have Quark open. That's why you install more than 16 megabytes of memory. Ron Orland of Wiley & Sons. Hello, Ron. Thank you for giving us your computer. All right, so this is just a CMYK starter image. All right, Jay, see you later. Yeah, I'm not going to drag on too much longer here. I got it to boot up, which was surprising. I'm just seeing if there's anything else on this machine. It doesn't look like there's any files or anything. I guess they all kept them on floppies or had an external drive or something. I mean, let me view by icon here. And can we clean this up? Yeah. That's not helping too much, but all right, sure. Yeah, there's not much in this machine. It's just fine. I mean, it works. That's more than what I was expecting. So yeah, I mean, what I'll probably do is for another video for this, I'll probably get a CD drive plugged into it, and probably upgrade to System 6, 7.6, and probably upgrade the memory in here so we could get online and do some fun stuff with it. Play some games. That'll be fun. But I'm just surprised this thing worked. And that the hard drive works too. That's amazing. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to open up to some questions, do some Q&A stuff if you want to do that. If not, if we don't have many questions, I'll just sign off here. But yeah, so that was exciting. I did not expect this thing to work. So that's pretty cool. So now's the time. Ask any questions you guys may have about. Let me just move this camera. About me or the channel or episodes coming up or anything like that. It will hang around for a few minutes. If anybody has any questions, just type them in the comment box there if you want to share anything. I think this is the first Quadra 800 I actually have. I have an 840AV, but not an 800. All right, so Tempter of Fate has a question. Does the profile still work? Well, I haven't turned it on since the last video. I'm assuming it works. I haven't had the need to turn on. I haven't had the Apple III set up. I don't know too much about the Apple III, so that's why I haven't really done much with it. But yeah, it does still work, hopefully. So yeah. But yeah, good question. Show your new shelves. I can't. The camera's all the way. Wow, I can't speak. Camera's here. The shelves are on the other side of the basement. I do have a photo. I will show you a photo of the shelves. How about that, Greg? Not that you haven't seen them already or anything, but. So let's turn rotation lock off. Turn screen brightness up. All right, so here is a photo of my new shelves, if the camera will focus. There you go. So I built these shelves, 8 feet wide, 40 inches deep, and that's some of my collection there. So yeah, so there's there's a lot there. The bottom shelf, that is double that's double stacked there. So behind those G5s and Mac Pros, there's more. So the goal of those shelves is to try and organize everything. They're on the other side of the basement where I would give you a tour. But a tour is also a Patreon exclusive. So if you do want to support the channel, $1 a month or anything like that, feeling generous, there are behind the scenes things of that tour that I'll show you. That cinema display. Which one? The silver one, Greg? Or the aluminum one, or the plastic one? Which one are you after? Oh wow, yeah, that. Good luck testing those profiles. I mean, really hats off to the Mac84 crew. If you're not familiar with Mac84, we have a podcast that I'm thankfully a guest on. It's an awesome podcast. Just go to the Facebook group or go to Mac84 and just do a search. MACYAK. Greg, if you want to put the link in to the chat, you're welcome to do so. But yeah, on the podcast, we do a lot of stuff. I still consider myself a guest because, it's just the way my head works. But no, I'm a permanent resident, whether I like it or not. But yeah, so on the Mac84 podcast, we were talking about the Apple III and the profile drive. And after the podcast, we were doing a group FaceTime as we usually do. And Mike and Greg and a few others and Rocky were all, trying to get me to get that thing to work. And the problem is, well, not the problem, but I didn't have the right disk. So I needed the Apple SOS utilities. So Wooden Gamer, if you're going to be playing around with those, hopefully you have an Apple SOS, or I think they call it Apple Sauce. That's how it's supposed to be pronounced, apparently. That disk, you can go in there. You have to like make a system, and then you have to list the devices, and then it'll load the driver for the profile. It's a bit of a process. I think I documented most of that in the video. If it's not clear, send me a message on Twitter or Instagram or somewhere. I'll try and get you in the right place. Oh, nice. It's still in the box. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, so it looks like you got everything you need to get started there. So that's pretty cool. So any other questions from anybody related to my collection or anything? I don't know. Yeah, the Apple III was a challenge because I'm not really familiar with it. I really am not. I know a little bit about the Apple II stuff. I'm okay to play games on the Apple II, boot them up, and install the GOS on there, but the Apple III is like a whole other thing for me. And there isn't a lot of exclusive Apple III software, so there's not really a drive for me to really mess with it much. No, I've never even touched a Lisa, so I don't have any Lisa computers or anything. Do I have an iMac G3? I have several. My favorite, which I do not have, I have the shell of it, the case, but I don't have the actual physical iMac, is the lime green ones. I always like that color. I have a lime green iBook, which is great. I have the original iMac. I'm going to say Bondi, but that's not how it's pronounced. Someone corrected me that on my YouTube video. I think it's Bondi or Bondi or whatever. I have the original Revision A Revision B iMac. I have a Strawberry Revision C. And I think that's all of the. Maybe I might have another one. And then I have a lot of the DV slot load models. Graphite one. I think I might have given away the grape one. It's either a grape one. I have an indigo one. I've like 3 or 4 graphite ones for whatever reason. It's the ones I end up with. Yeah, those other color patterns of the iMacs are harder to find. I got excited because my brother said, "Hey, there's a white iMac. Do you want it?" And it was a CRT one. I'm like, "Yes, grab it." It turned out it was an eMac. So I'm like, I didn't really want the eMac, but I guess I'll take it anyway. So I ended up with 2 eMacs somehow. No, I do not have a Macintosh XL. The oldest Mac I have is the original 512K, followed by the Mac Plus, and then the classic. I don't have like the portable. I don't have a Lisa. I have an Apple IIe, an Apple IIGS, an Apple IIc, and an Apple III. But that's really all the Apple stuff I have that's not Macintosh. I really only got into the Apple II stuff a few years ago. Yes, I don't have too much. I do have a Macintosh TV. Let's see if you can see at the top of the shelf. Up. Wait. Hey, there it is. There's a Macintosh TV right there. It does not work. The board was corroded. The battery exploded. Somebody posted on Facebook Marketplace a while back, and it was stored on its side, I guess, in the garage. So what the guy told me was he took it off and looked at it, and the battery just burst all over. So it got on the board. It got, unfortunately, on the video circuitry for the video input card, the TV tuner card. I have all the pieces. It does turn on with a non-Macintosh TV board, like an LC board. It does work with that, which is superior to the Macintosh TV board anyway, except for the video capabilities, because the Macintosh video board had like a limit of 8 megs of memory or something stupid. So, yeah, the Macintosh TV, it's up on that shelf. I'm going to get to it one of these days. I really want to play around with that. It did come with the black keyboard and the mouse, which was really cool. I think I paid. It was under 150. I think it was 120 or something. I got it, and then I met the guy, and I got like I think it was a Quicksilver or a Mirror Drive Door Mac, a 7500, and some keyboards. So I got a bunch of stuff from him. So, yeah, I mean, Crazy Ken did a a video on his Macintosh TV, which I actually am kind of featured in because I took a picture. Mine came with like the books and the remotes and the manuals and everything. So I took a picture of some of that, and I think that ended up in his Computer Clan video. I don't know if it was a Crazy Ken video or just a Computer Clan video, but I think it was a Crazy Ken one. But yeah, so that watch that if you haven't. Just Google Computer Clan or just do a search on Facebook. I will have the world's fastest G3 slot load 400 megahertz to a G4 550 megahertz after DOS Dude 1 gets done upgrading the motherboard so it could run Leopard. Oh my god. I would not run Leopard on that thing. I would keep it on Tiger. I don't know what the obsession is. All right, I kind of get it. You want to run the latest and greatest operating system that it can handle. But Leopard runs like a dog even on like an 800 megahertz machine. I know because I've installed it on my 12-inch 867 PowerBook and my iMac G4, which is 800 megahertz. Don't put Leopard on there. Put Tiger on there. Call it a day. It'll actually be usable. I mean, that's just my opinion. But have fun. Do what you want to do. How much RAM does it have? I guess you're talking to David. The Mac TV, I don't know how much memory was on the board, but this screen is going to burn in unless we have a screensaver. And I do have some disks here. Oh, that's right. The floppy disk drive is all dusty. We're not going to be doing that. We're not going to be doing that. Have I ever tried PowerPC Linux? Yes, Yellow Dog Linux. Oh my goodness, this was years ago. I don't even think that's a distribution anymore. I remember burning 3 CD-ROMs. I don't know why I was doing it. I think a friend was talking to me about Linux, and I was going to put it on an older G4 or something. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it was some proprietary or whatever. But yeah, no, I have tried Linux on a Mac. It was ages ago. I haven't had a need to do it recently, though. Yeah, I mean, it opens up a whole new world of software, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, if you want to install Linux on an older Mac, you can run a newer web browser if it's supported and stuff like that. It's a huge community out there still supporting these older distributions and making updates for PowerPC machines, even if the PowerPC systems are no longer supported, which is pretty cool. Mojave on a Quadra 700. Yeah, that would be the day. I have Jaguar on a 300 megahertz G3. What's the slowest machine you have Jaguar on? That's a tough one to beat. I do have an iMac that's 233 megahertz, the blue one, and a PowerBook that is also 233, the PowerBook G3. Those are probably the slowest. I don't have Jaguar on them though. I think one of them has 10.1. I think the rest have Panther though. Not sure. I do want to install for MacYak. We had Rocky had a contest to benchmark the Macs, and I wanted to get the slowest benchmark, but to run it you need Tiger, and so I couldn't officially install Tiger on the 233 iMac. So I wanted to do target disk mode, install it, swap the hard drive, do all that stuff, but I didn't get a chance to do it. I just wanted the slowest score, but it would have been a pain to get it started. Yeah, that's the problem with these old machines. If you don't have a higher web browser, websites just aren't going to load, or they're going to load funny. So it's a shame that a lot of these things come down to what web browser you have and stuff. But I mean, I guess if you're going to use the machine, there's plenty of things to do besides the internet. So use your phone for Facebook and internet. I mean, that's what I do most of the time. But yeah, so we got the Quadra working. Unless anybody has some last questions, I'm going to call it off there. I do have some fun videos coming up, so I'll probably do another live stream soon. But yeah, I mean, thank you for joining me. I'm glad the Quadra worked. That was pretty cool. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that so already. I'm over 700 subscribers at this point, which is mind-boggling. So thank you for all that support. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. The handle's Mac84TV. So just do a search for Mac84TV on those platforms, and you'll find me. Patreon is how I basically make this channel happen. pays for the cameras, and all the stuff that you don't see behind the scenes. So if you do want to be generous and support me via Patreon, please do so. You could do as little as $1 a month. It helps me. So, and you get early access to almost all of my videos, plus a lot of live recordings and stuff that is not available anywhere. I don't post a lot of stuff on YouTube. It's a lot of my Patreon stuff. There's a blog on there. You get access to a lot of stuff. So your dollar goes a long way if you really want to do that. Rant over, but yeah, there you go. So, yeah, ex post facto. Yes, I've used that before. I used that on my G3 mini tower a while ago, but I think I put Tiger on there. But yeah, so that's about it. Check out the other videos. I have more stuff coming soon. Appreciate you joining me for this live stream, and I'll check you out another time. So I'm going to clumsily hit this end stream button, and we're going to be awkward for some silence here. But thanks for joining. Hope you had fun.